My dear friends, a very warm welcome to you. It's wonderful to have you with me to reflect on the Gospel of Matthew chapter 23, verses 1 to 12. And the theme is humility, the key to open heaven's door. Some of us might recall a song with the lyrics, "Oh Lord, it's hard to be humble when you are perfect in every way. I can't wait to look in the mirror 'cause I get better looking each day." Now that's not humility. Truly, the essence of humility is a forgetfulness of the self. It is about dying to the self. It is not glorifying oneself for what you have done right, nor beating yourself up for what you have done wrong. Interestingly, both these examples are based on pride. Pride in what you have accomplished, or wounded pride in what you failed to accomplish. In all humility, forgetfulness of the self is to know that when we stand before God, our successes or failures do not define who we are. Rather, we are to follow Jesus and serve Him with gratitude and to love God with our whole heart, mind, and soul for all God's graces bestowed on us. Jesus, in our Gospel this week, reprimands the Pharisees. These religious leaders occupied the chair of Moses, and because of this, they love to draw attention to themselves. In Matthew chapter 23, verses 4 to 7, they were found wearing broad phylacteries and longer tassels, taking seats of honor at banquets, being greeted obsequiously at the marketplaces, and having people call them Rabbi. Worst of all, they placed heavy burdens on people's shoulders and would not lift a finger to help them. When we see such people who think they are perfect in every way, there is only one place for them: to be locked up in a room full of mirrors. Back to Jesus. He instructs us clearly. You must therefore do what they tell you and listen to what they say, but do not be guided by what they do, since they do not practice what they preach. In other words, the office of Moses that they occupy is legitimate and hence worthy of respect and obedience. But how they behave and what they did were hollow and hypocritical, poor examples, and therefore not to be followed. Humility, as St. Augustine tells us, is the mother of all virtues. He tells us humbly, as in his advice to his student Dioscorus, "I wish you would submit with sincere piety to him and not seek any other way to abiding truth, but the one shown us by him who, being God, knows our weakness." This way consists first of humility, second of humility, and third of humility. It is not that there are no other precepts to be mentioned, but unless humility precedes, accompanies, and follows whatever we do, unless it is a goal on which we keep our eye and a companion on our side and a yoke upon our neck, we will find that we have done little good to rejoice in. Pride will have bereft us of everything. Indeed, we can ponder on this key value of humility. Humility, humility is the way to heaven. It opens heaven's door for those who are small, selfless, and insignificant in the eyes of the world. What the world cannot see or accept is, in the eyes of God, the gold standard that is of infinite value and worth. And with that, my dear friends, I have two questions for reflection. The first is, who for you is the model of humility? The second question, humility involves a dying to oneself. How can you die to your self-importance and pride? Do join me to pray the prayer of generosity of St. Ignatius. Dear Lord, teach me to be generous. Teach me to serve you as you deserve, to give and not to count the cost, to fight and not to heed the wounds, to toil and not to seek for rest, to labor and not ask for reward, save that of knowing that I do your most holy will. Amen. Thank you for joining me. God bless you. May humility be your way of life.